Nick Fuentes comments on the Tim Pool Jake Shields Twitter fight. Now, many of you may be saying, what is this all about, Tim, and why are you engaging in online drama? Well, I actually think this one's interesting, and it pertains to the bigger picture of censorship.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting into it as well. I'm a big fan of both of them. I'm not a huge Jake Shields guy. Don't have any beef with him. Just don't follow him that much. I just know he's. I like a lot of his tweets, but I just don't follow him. He's an MMA fighter. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I did watch this all the way through. I'm not gonna. It's 30 minutes, so I'm not gonna do the whole thing. But Tim's. I'm on Tim's side on the booking issue, which is so minor, but on the major issues, I'm not. In this topic here, on Nick, on the Groypers, on that part of it, the JQ, Tim's very, very bad. But let's get into it. That's what we're going to talk about.
Speech, what's going on with Israel, and I do think what we're seeing here matters for the most part in terms of how we solve problems politically, mostly due to censorship. And I think the big question here is why? Is it so difficult to host people like Nick Fuentes and people like Jake Shields? And, of course, responding to the insinuations and accusations against Tim Cast IRL. So
it's difficult because we don't live in a free country. That's why it's difficult, Tim. I don't care if anyone believes that they're authentic or not. They should be able to speak. And that's the real problem here. And that's why it's kind of like you guys are all having beef over the booking, but the real issue is the censorship.
So we'll get into the weeds of the drama. But again, to reiterate, I believe the weeds of the drama explain an issue with censorship that will be enlightening to many people as it pertains to podcasting and YouTube. And I will also say, I think it is for these reasons, Timcast IRL and Timcast are, sort of just in the bubble that they are. The corporate press and the mainstream is much more willing to support you if you flat out endorse particular worldviews. And if you're open and honest about what's going on and entertain ideas that are bad, you will be harmed by it. And then we will break down what's currently going on. And I'll give you the quick gist before we do. This has to do with an attempt to book a guest, an MMA fighter named Jake Shields, and ultimately his demand that if he does come on, he would only do it if Nick Fuentes came on as well. Let me play this clip for you from Nick Fuentes, then I'll show you what Jake Shields says, and then I will break down the issue of censorship, particularly pertaining to Nick Fuentes and in general. So I think this will be this could be enlightening for many people.
Also, thoughts on the Tim Pool versus Jake Shield panel stuff?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Tim Pool's just like a total joke. Tim Pool invited Jake Shields and said you can bring anybody you want, and Jake...
False! I did not invite Jake Shields. I don't do booking for Timcast IRL, nor did I ever say to anyone, bring whoever you want.
Shields said, I'll bring Nick Fuentes. Then Tim Pool said, oh, we have to debate people. And we gave them names. They're like, no, not that one. No, not that one.
Lie.
Oh, no one will do it. And then they just ghosted Jake Shields.
All right. I'm willing to go full bore on this one as to what I know for the sake of Nick. And go.
Well, my problem is, why is Nick involved with the booking? You're not talking about a real issue here. So I don't know if this is stemming, if this is fallout from the infamous Ye interview, where he left 20 minutes in. It was Milo was there, Nick was there.
The Jewish people say it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is.
Corporate press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about, are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now.
And Nick, they had to go because Ye left. You couldn't. I mean, how could they have stayed? But I don't know if it's stemming from that or not, or if it's just straight up from the country 7,000 miles away and the J team. That's all bubbling into this. But Nick didn't have to say, and all Nick needed to say, I completely disagree with Nick getting involved here. All Nick had to say is it fell through. I don't know what happened. It was the booking. I don't know what happened with the booking. It fell through. Sometimes that happens. I don't know why he's involved other than that. And you are going to hear him say some more pot shots at Tim. Bro, if you're going to take pot shots at Tim, I've strongly disagreed with Tim. Tim is off the rails on a lot of topics right now. I don't know what's going on with him. The TikTok bill, he's still hanging on to that. To me, it comes across as you just don't want to change your opinion. I don't know why, just hard-headed, stubborn. I don't know, but you're just wrong on the TikTok bill. Just absolutely wrong on the bill. If you want to ban TikTok, I don't even necessarily agree with that. But on this particular bill, it's a terrible position. Then you go to these other positions. He's saying move on from the pandemic from Donald Trump. I know he was chilling in Mar-a-Lago, but Luke was too, and Luke doesn't say that. And then now the JQ problem. It's always squirmy and like weird when we talk about it. No, we need to talk about it like grown men and disagree about it like grown men. So I think that's where Nick's coming from. He's like, man, I got all these issues. I'm just gonna diss Tim. But Nick didn't need to get involved with this. This is a booking issue. Why are you even responding to it? I don't know how cool he is with Jake Shields or what.
Hosting Jake Shields. Let me play a little bit more.
So those people are always playing games. I'm so sick of playing games. Bring us on the show. Don't bring us on the show. I don't give a fuck. The show sucks anyway. Bring us on, don't bring us on, but stop playing games and lying. Oh, well, we can't have you on because, you keep asking to come. We won't bring you on because your followers ask. We won't bring you on because no one will debate. Do it or don't do it and shut the fuck up. Stop with the games. But you know what it is? They don't want to admit that they have sold out. They will not bring me on because they are terrified of being censored.
That's correct.
Just say it.
Well, then, Tim, that means you're sold out. And that not completely sold out, but you are beholden to some other entity. You want to have him on, but you can't have him on. It might be YouTube. We don't need to go straight to the Jays. It could be YouTube. We don't need to go straight to Israel. But there is some other force preventing you from just having a dude on. You can just have Nick on by himself, and he can't. And Tim's going to talk about that, or that's according to Tim, he can't. I don't know if that's true or not, but Tim knows Google better than anyone. But, I mean, Nick has been on other shows. Has he been one-on-one, 1v1 with anybody? Or he was on multiple YouTube channels, though. So I don't know.
Everyone knows it. They keep making up countless excuses. We can't bring him on for this reason. We can't bring him on for that reason. Everyone knows they're afraid of losing their channel. Fine, just say that. You're not a
we literally
free speech
did.
platform.
That's exactly what we told Jake Shields. So let's
So Nick knows that having him on is problematic for YouTube-based channels. He knows that. So if Nick would have just said, you know what, F all that, when you're ready to have me on, that would have been fine. But then now he goes into, well, your show sucks and all that. I mean, is that beef? Like, what is? I don't know. Maybe Nick has talked about like having beef, or I don't even know if I saw Nick wasn't doing lives back then when he was rolling with Ye. So I never really got his opinion on Tim Pool, and I guess that's where we're at. I'm gonna break this down in multiple segments. Thanks for checking it out. Visit middlemaga.com. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Jake Shields, Nick Fuentes, Laura Loomer's name's gonna come up. When you go to the website middlemaga.com, put your email in at the top right so I can give you some notifications, because now we're talking about Nick. We're saying the first and last name. We're going to talk about grapers and all that. I don't know how much longer we're going to last at that level.
Middle Maga.